What's going on, y'all, man? Like, really just wanted to bring something new, refreshing, something a little different this week because there's just something that's, man, it's been eating at me, man. It's been in my heart. So I'm going solo. I'm just popping in the midweek, in between weeks of the episodes with just a little short something that's been on my heart after going to seeing countless, well, not countless, but as the spring season and spring summer season of basketball kicks off, just some of the things I've witnessed, working with kids, talking to kids, watching kids across AAU games and all these types of things. Just really something that's been on my heart that I have to put out there. Got to be obedient to when he say move. When he say move, I'll move just like that. All right. So the title of this episode, right? So this is season 2, episode 7, is the truth about why most athletes don't make it. The truth about why most athletes do not make it. And I know I'm understanding that this episode is not going to sit well with a lot of people because there are a lot of people that do this game, that play this game, that coach this game, that do all the things for this game with the wrong mindset, with the wrong body posture, with the wrong heart posture, right? Just with the wrong. And oftentimes I've seen it be forgotten that it's a game. It's a kid's game. That's the bottom line. It's a kid's game. Yes, can this game take you many places? I mean, this game has taken me to more countries than I have been to states. And I'm talking about countries that I can't count on two hands, right? Of how where this game has taken me. And so I don't want to come off as sounding contradicting or hypocritical, but what I want the message to be is how hard it is to actually make it. That is not as watered down as it is, that it has become, right? Because most athletes, they don't fail because they're not talented enough. And that's not why most athletes fail. Most athletes simply fail because they never develop the habits that's required to make it. And again, I've walked the walk and I can talk the talk because I went to college to play soccer. And I didn't start playing basketball until I was an adult, a young adult, 19, 20 years old. And then just from the work ethic and just for the discipline it took, was able to play overseas for 10 years. And so I walked the walk, and now I'm talking the talk because I have a son that went to multiple high schools in a short number of years, and who has finally found his way and is playing college, has a JUCO scholarship to play ball. Or I have a rising ninth grader who's projected to be on the same path, and that is playing AAU right now. So I want to be clear and don't and say not be like, oh, he don't know what he talking about because he not in it. I'm in it. I'm deep in it. And you can check my bank account from this past weekend to show you how deep I am in it from it. But see, that's where the problem lies. Everyone wants exposure, right? But everybody wants to be seen, right? Everybody wants to play on the best teams, but no one wants to put on the work to get there, right? They just want to be like, hey, I can afford to play on that team, so I'm gonna play on that team. Again, or not again, but this is one of those back in my day stories. Like back in my day stories, AAU was like you were the best of the best. Like if you weren't the best player on your team, then you didn't get on an AAU roster. Right now, AAU has become, if you can pay for it, you can play for it. AAU has become, hey, let's just get all the kids together in the neighborhood and let's go, which is fine. Like that's, if we want to call it a summer developmental league, I'm all for that, right? Let's call it developmental. All right, let's not call it AAU because that's not what it is anymore. I watched the team get beat 98-14 this past weekend. Another one got beat 67-20. Come on, what is that teaching a kid? What is that teaching a kid on a team that got beat 98-14? What is that showing a parent that spent $300, $400, $500 right, just to travel there, just hotels, just to eat, right? Then another $200 to get in the game for the weekend. Like, what is that doing to a parent to watch their child get beat 98-14? Seriously, what are we teaching? What are we doing here? All right, so that's it, right? Everybody wants exposure. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to play on the best teams, but no one wants to put in the work. and the effort. No one wants to sacrifice or the discipline, right? Very few are focused on becoming the best version of themselves. And there lies the problem. I heard someone say that if show me your, no, it wasn't. They said that if you're the smartest one in the room, then you need to find a new room. And so basketball is the same way. If you measuring your gifts, your talents, your skills based on the people in your circle, and you saying, man, well, I'm the best player on my team, and because when you take your best player from that team and you go to play against another team's best player from a different state, from a different area, from a different level program, the result is 98-14. So, like, we got kids. I mean, again, like I'm in it, right? Kids playing 4 to 5 games over the weekend, but then sit out all week, the rest of this week. Don't do no ball handling, no skill work. May have a practice or two, right? But don't put in any effort, any work from Monday. Got home Sunday, didn't do anything Monday, didn't do anything Tuesday, not doing anything today. May go shoot around with a bunch of guys tomorrow somewhere. Then Friday, they right back on the road going to play again. Right? So it's like you play all these games, but you put in no work. Right? You may do some meaningless 30 minutes after a practice of just dunking and jacking up threes from half court, thinking like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm ready for that next level. And you're not. All right? Parents spending thousands and thousands of dollars on travel, but not investing time in development. Let that pause for a second. Parents spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every weekend to travel up and down the highway, watch their kid get beat 67-20, and then not paying 1 red cent for development, thinking that 67-21 skull drugging is going to help them get to the next level, which I'm going to talk about some statistics of what the next level looks like here in a second. All right. So if you don't do skill development, then you're not going to level up your game. You're going to always be measured to the people that to your right and to your left and that you walk up and down the school hallways with. All right. So parents, that's not helping your kid get to the next level by dragging them to all these tournaments and not getting them any individual skill development. All right. But anyway, we're about to walk through that real quick. I'm going to give you some more real true information that a lot of coaches are not telling you. A lot of programs are not giving you the honest, the God-given truth about this game. Not the highlight version, like the down, dirty, raw, and dirty. The real reason why athletes do not make it. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Discipleship Hoops Podcast, where basketball meets purpose. This isn't just about mastering skills on the court, it's about developing the complete athlete. We're here to help young players grow stronger, smarter, and more skilled while deepening their character and strengthening their faith. At Discipleship Hoops, we believe basketball is more than a game. It's a platform for transformation, teaching discipline, teamwork, and resilience. Together, let's empower the next generation of leaders to excel both on and off the court. This is Discipleship Hoops through basketball.
All right. What's good, everyone? Welcome to the latest and greatest edition of the Discipleship Hoops Podcast. Interrupted in between weeks. Interrupted the traditional on with a guest to go solo today. It was a lot on my heart, man. There's a lot of things I wanted to get out, and I didn't want to have to wait. So I was like, you know what? Cut the mic on, cut the camera on. Let's give it to them raw and uncut. So this is season 2, episode 7 of the Discipleship Hoop Podcast. It's your boy Jimmy, and yes, I am solo today. It's only my voice that you are lucky and grateful to hear today. Bringing it to you raw and uncut about the truth why most athletes do not make it. Oh man, I'm tongue tied today. All right, let's try this again. Season 2, episode 7, the Discipleship Hoops Podcast. The truth about why most athletes do not make it. But before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has been listening, watching, sharing, and supporting season 2 so far. The response has been incredible, and I truly believe these conversations are making an impact beyond basketball. Quick thank you to our sponsors, Dogwood Pediatric Dentistry and the Power Financial Group. Thank you to season 2 sponsors. If you want to be a sponsor of season 3, now is the time because we only 3 more episodes left until we end season 2 and we kick off season 3. So if you want to become a sponsor, hit me up, jump on board. All right, and let's get this thing going. All right, this season has been real honest. It's also been challenging, and just because it's easy, I can hop on a Zoom or hop on some Google Meets or something like that. But I think it's important. I truly believe God has put on my heart and has given me the space and the time to do it in person, right? Whether that's me traveling up north to Greenwood, to the Greenville area, going to Meridian and all those things. Vicksburg, I'm coming to you real soon. So I think it's important that these be done in person. Yeah, it's just how I feel about it. So I'm gonna just keep rocking with it like that, as long as God continue to bless me with gas and a reliable vehicle to keep pushing. But anyway, just to take you back real quick, we kicked off season 2 again. I kicked it off solo, talking about the truth behind youth sports culture, the pressure, the AAU mindset, exposure chasing, and the reality that discipline is becoming a lost art in today's game. All right, that's how we started season 2. Then we sat down with Coach Trey Collins from Meridian High School. He's the varsity girls coach, and we talked about building culture, leading young women, and the responsibility coaches carry beyond wins and losses. All right, after that, episode 3, Coach Goodman from Hartfield Academy, my boy, we had a powerful conversation about leadership, about standards, about what it means to follow a legendary coach, and while still building his own identity and his own culture within the Hartfield Hawks. All right, then we talked to Victor's coach Cornelius. All right, he laid the foundation, probably one of the realest conversations yet, about a working man, about a father, and a coach. How he talked about the sacrifice and the discipline and doing the work after work. In that episode, I thought that it hit home for a lot of people of just understanding that, hey, just because you work a full day, 9 to 5, 8 hours, 10-hour days, you still got to show up in the gym, cut the lights on, roll the basketballs out, and still give the same energy and the same effort because kids deserve that. Right. So then we followed that up with Coach Andrew Mitchell, where we discussed coaching with a purpose, accountability, and building more than just basketball players. Then I call him my little brother, Coach Ladarian Evans from Greenville, St. Joe. He joined us. He talked about coming full circle, right? How he was a player there at Greenville, St. Joe, and then now he's leading as the head coach of that school. That conversation was about growth, ownership, and then leadership from within. But not to be outdone, because after me, next week, episode 8, I'm doing something a little different with this episode. All right, it's a little different because it's not just a guest. Right, it's not just an interview. All right, but it's real talk. So in episode 8 next Thursday. All right, I don't know what date that is right now in front of me. I'll get it. Let me see. Next Thursday is, what is next Thursday? Because I want to make sure that you are ready and anticipating this episode. So if today's the 6th, this will come out. This episode right here will be out. Is out on the 7th. So next Thursday, the 14th. All right, May 14th. We really get into it with my spiritual faith brother Neil. He played at USM. We'll sit down with him and just not just sit down with him. It's a family affair. All right, when he come on, it's a family affair because we sit down with him and his 2 twin boys that are rising 8th graders, and we have a real good time and a real good conversation. So lock your calendars in for that. All right, so here we go. Season 2, episode 7. All right. The truth about why most athletes do not make it. So let me start out by giving you this statistic. Let me pull it up. All right. So here's the statistic. Roughly 1%. I want you to hear me now. All right. Roughly now. So it could be 0.5%. Roughly 1% of high school senior boys playing basketball secure an NCAA Division I scholarship. I want to slow down and read that again. Roughly 1% of high school senior boys playing basketball secure an NCAA Division I scholarship, making it only about 3.6% of high school players make an NCAA roster, D1, D2, or D3. The D1 odds at approximately 110 to 1. Total NCAA opportunities are limited to around 18,000 to 19,000 spots for over 500,000 high school seniors. And that's just in the U.S. So there are 500,000 high school senior boys playing basketball that are eligible for a Division I scholarship. And of that 500,000, only 18 to 19,000 receive one. Wait, no. That there are spots for. Not that receive one, but there are opportunities for. So 18,000 out of 500,000 is what there are spots for. That's across Division 1, Division 2, and Division 3. So 3.6% of those 500,000 actually get a scholarship. It goes on to say roughly 3 to 4% of high schoolers play at any level, Division 1, 2, or 3, and NAIA. Think about that, right? So 500,000 high school seniors, 500,000 high school senior boys, roughly 3 to 4% of them play at any level, D1, D2, D3, or NAIA. Just let that sit. Just let that sit there for a second. Let that soak into your spirit. And again, that doesn't even include the influx of players coming from overseas. That doesn't include how nowadays, because of NIL, roster spots for high schoolers are even more limited. I've heard coaches say that they don't even recruit high school kids anymore. Thank you to Season 2 sponsor, Dogwood Pediatric Dentistry. At Dogwood Pediatric Dentistry, they go far and beyond providing top-tier dental care in Flowood. They create a warm, fun, and compassionate environment where your child feels safe and valued. Their mission is to partner with parents in nurturing healthy smiles throughout your child's formative years. They are committed to offering state-of-the-art care while ensuring every visit is enjoyable and stress-free. Dogwood Pediatric Dentistry. You can reach them at 601-992-0007 or send them an email, dogwoodpediatricdentistry@gmail.com. Thank you, Dogwood Pediatric Dentistry. What am I saying? I'm not saying if you have a young man or a young woman out there that's inspiring to be, play at the next level. I'm not saying don't go after it with all your heart. What I'm saying is be strategic in how you go after it. You have to be calculated, and you have to have a developmental mindset as you going after this goal. Because everybody say they want it, but wanting something and being disciplined enough to earn it are very two different things. And you think just because you're getting exposure, that doesn't build players. Exposure doesn't build players. Meaningful work that players do when the bleachers are empty, that's what builds players. Players are built when the bleachers are empty. They're discovered when they're full. And we have that backwards. You don't get better by being seen. You get better by being prepared. I heard a story one time of a young lady that she was killing the game, right, as a ninth grader, killing the game at her local school. She went out, joined the AAU team with some of the same local girls from other teams that she was killing the game going against. They went out to Texas and couldn't get the ball across half court. Now I'm talking about killing the game locally. Go out to Texas and couldn't get the ball across half court. And she was prepared. She had put in the work. But once you start settling and get into that space of, oh, I'm the best thing around. And then when you go somewhere else and there's other people that's working just as hard or even harder, they have the same mindset. Well, I'm the best thing around too. And you have to go take it. Nothing's going to be given to you in this life. Like, it's a thing to where I watch kids and they grab a basketball off the rack or out the ball bag, and the first thing they do is run to the 3-point line and start jacking up threes. And after they miss 7 or 8, let them hit one. Oh man, they got the arrows out, the guns out, they throwing the fingers to the veins, like they just ice cold. And I'm like, I just saw you literally go 1 for 9 or 0 for 8, and then you finally hit one. Even a broken clock twice a day. And it just like, and then they have the audacity to be like, well, why I'm not playing? They'll make you think I'm good enough. I'm ready. And the problem is that too many athletes are chasing visibility instead of chasing development. I tell kids like, Steph Curry didn't become the greatest shooter of my generation at the age of 30 when he woke up and was like, hey, he tapped his wife and was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the gym today and become the best shooter of all time. No, Steph Curry been, since 5 years old, he's been in the gym, working on right hand, left hand layups, working on form shooting, working on free throws, working on off the backboard, working on tween cross pull-ups. Like, he's been doing that since 5. And so now that he's been prepared, now that he's been disciplined, now that he's been committed and consistent with his development, that's why he is the greatest shooter of my generation, or I should say of my lifetime, my generation, because it's still a long way to go. So stop chasing visibility and start chasing development. All right. So while most athletes fall short, because the number one reason why most athletes fall short is the lack of consistency. And that's where we'll start. So lack of consistency. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that athletes will have a great day, they'll have a great workout, they'll have a great practice, and then they'll live on that great day and great practice for the next 3 days. They only go hard when the coach is there. They only go hard when a trainer is there, or they only go hard when they know a game is coming up. But the days that nobody sees them, they're taking those days off. The Bible only authorizes us one rest day, but no days off. And that's an active rest day. Right? So you have to be consistent. All right. That's what builds players. Consistency is what builds players. Not hype, not motivation, not being able to dunk doing a non-productive work, right? Dunking alone when everyone else is watching. Like, that will not transfer or translate to in-game dunking. Right? Talk to someone that can actually dunk in a game on someone, how hard it is to get a dunk in game. Like, those dunks you doing in practice by yourself, having your boy with the video camera up recording it, that doesn't translate to when you've been running up and down the court 5 times and somebody's been bumping you and grabbing you and you've been getting fouled and you've been having to chase the other team's player around the court and now you have tired legs. Right? Those are not the same dunks. So not saying that proving that you can dunk in practice or practicing on your dunks in practice is not a good thing, but do it game dunks. Do it, run up and do 3 suicides up and down the court and then try to go do a windmill dunk. Go shoot, put, 3 minutes on the clock. and run the half court and back shooting threes. Back shoot a three or shoot a mid range, get a layup, backpedal to half court. Shoot a three, shoot a mid range, get a layup, backpedal to half court. Do that consistently for 3 minutes and then try to dunk off a vert. Those are in-game reps that when you have tired legs, when people are running at you and up under you, right? Not when everyone clears the court and bring out the phones. It's daily repeated work under game-like situations. Those type of stressors, putting yourself under those types of stressors consistently is what development is. All right. Number 2. All right. So lack of consistency is number 1. Number 2, no real skill development. Playing games is not development. All right. I said that again at the beginning in the monologue. Playing games is not, capital N-O-T, development. AAU should be where you perform, not where you learn basic skills. And every time I watch an AAU game and see 15, 16, 17-year-old kids who claim they want to go to college to play basketball cannot dribble the length of the floor on the left side with their left hand into a left-hand layup. Countless times kids, 15, 16, 17-year-old high school varsity level players who claim they want to go to the next level can't make a left-handed layup on the left side of the basket. So bad that they'll dribble on the left side of the court with their right hand and then stop and shoot it with their right hand and still miss. Because you know why? Because they're not by themselves out there, because they haven't practiced game-like reps. They haven't put themselves in stressor situations to where they're forced to use their left hand. And they have coaches that say, oh, it don't matter. Just score the bucket. Just score the basket. That's not development. That's not teaching. Hey, let me say this real quick. If you take account, I'm talking to parents right now, real quick. If you watch the whole season, high school, middle school, junior high, whatever the case may be, of your child, at the end of the season, you was like, hey, coach, what Johnny need to work on this summer to get better? Johnny need to learn how to do left-handed layups. Okay, bet, coach, got it. Then you sign him up for AAU. You spend $500 a weekend for all summer long. You get back to tryouts the following year, and if Johnny can't still do a left-handed layup, then that's a horrible job on you as the parent, on that AAU coach, his system, and his program. It's a horrible job. There is no way you should walk off the court at the end of your high school, junior high, whatever season, play a whole summer of AAU, come back the next fall for tryouts, and the exact same player you was when you walked off the court a year ago. You are doing that child a disservice, and you're setting that child up for failure. And whoever that AAU coach is that didn't emphasize that didn't help with that didn't help grow that, and just took your money every weekend, cashed out, they're just as culpable. All right, number 3, weak mindset. So weak mindset. Why most athletes fall short. Number 1, lacking consistency. Number 2, no real skill development. All right, we spend more time and more money on games than we do on development. And number 3, just a weak mindset, and which is probably the biggest one, because the game is 90% mental and 10% skill. Right, this is the big one. Because the moment things don't go that child way, they shut down, they get frustrated, and most importantly, it's somebody else's fault. Well, he didn't, but I didn't know. Well, they didn't tell me. Right? It's always somebody else's fault. The coach doesn't like me. Right? I didn't get enough playing time. When the truth and honesty of it is, you're just not ready. And if more coaches would be honest and say, hey, son, I love you. You're a good kid and all, but you're not ready. You're not ready to play AAU. And, yep, I can take your $1,000 and put you on the team, and at the end of the bench, Well, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. Once you take that $1,000, go get you a trainer, and then let's try it again next summer. Like, that's the message that really should be being put out there from these AAU coaches. Be honest with the kid. Hey, I got a guy that know a guy. All right, he'll get you ready. But I don't think you should be playing AAU basketball because you're not ready. Be honest with these kids. And parents, if you do have a coach that come to that kid and say, "Little Johnny, you don't know how to make a left hand layup." No, don't just be like, "Well, you know what? I'll take my $1,000 and go give it to this other coach who gonna let little Johnny play." Don't do that to them. Spend that money on training and development. And then lastly, number 4, poor habits outside the gym. All right, poor habits outside the gym. So yeah, the top 4 reasons why most athletes fall short: lack of consistency, no real skill development, weak mindset, and poor habits outside the gym. What are you doing when you leave practice? Are you getting rest? Are you disciplined with your time? Or are you on the phone? Are you staying up late playing video games? Are you eating pizza and hamburgers? Are you not stretching properly? Are you not hydrating properly? Are you not taking care of your body and your mind? Are you not studying the game? And again, there's not a coach out there. I don't know a coach out there in my coaching circle, all the coaches that I interview and that I work with, I do not know one coach out there that if you came to them and said, "Coach, can you help me get ready for next season?" that coach is going to be like, "Nah, go away." In fact, most coaches, if you catch them right at the right time and where they're not resting or with their families or whatever, they might even open the gym up for you and let you go shoot extra when the bleachers are empty. Again, I don't know a coach in my coaching network that wouldn't do everything they can to see a child get better. Any advice that they can give. All right, the biggest problem is that as parents and as players, we just don't like to hear things that we don't want to hear that affect our ego. So your poor habits outside the gym also hinders you. All right, that's last. All right, so again, while most athletes fall short, number 1, lack of consistency. Number 2, no real skill development. All right, a weak mindset and poor habits outside the gym. All right, so quickly, right now, I want to run through what separates athletes. These are the things that separates athletes. Daily discipline separate athletes. All right, how disciplined are you on a daily basis? Or what are you doing before practice? What are you doing after practice? And as a coach, like we had two kids this past year, and they were in the gym all the time. When I walk into the gym early in the morning, they was in there shooting. When I leave the gym from training late at night, they were in there shooting. They were always constantly on weekends. They were constantly working on their games with a trainer. Sometimes, yes, their pops is in there rebounding for them, and I applaud those fathers that was in there, getting rebounds, chasing misses, bad misses, and all that. But also, those same fathers and families were also paying for trainers to get development, and they were in there with trainers all times of the day and night. And so when it came down to certain game situations, as a coach, I can say, "Hey, we want to give that kid a ball because I've seen the work that kid put in. So I can trust that kid is mentally ready and developed for this moment." So daily discipline, accountability. Accountability. What does that mean? That means that the player, they listen, they adjust, and they grow. It's that simple. You have to listen to what is being said to you. You have to adjust to what you've been told, and you have to grow through it. And you can't take everything so personal. My God, stop taking everything so personal. That coach only wants to see you get to a certain level. That coach only wants you to become the best version of you that you can become. So take that seriously. Don't take that for granted. Again, there is no coach that I know in my coaching circle that won't tell you that how they believe that you should get better. Now, whether you accept it or not, that's a different story. All right, but it's up that the coach will give you they should give you the real. And doing the boring work. Every Sunday when I have a training and I tell them like to do a certain drill over again that we just did last Sunday, the Sunday before, and they like, oh, come on, coach, we just did that. I said, all right, we'll do it without messing up then. I said, if everyone in here can do this drill that we just did last week, this is what you guys' words are. We just did it last Sunday. So everyone in here that's training right now can do it without messing up one time, then we'll move on to something different. Oh, coach, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. Oh, you said it. You said that you tired of doing it. So prove to me that you can do it right without messing up. And lo and behold, somebody always mess up. Someone always kicks the ball off their foot, or someone always turns the ball over. It's the boring work that count. Repetition, fundamentals, and details. All right, those in that order: repetition, fundamentals, and details. And that's where most athletes fall off, is because they're not disciplined enough to do that. But in those repetitions, in those fundamentals, right hand layup on the right side, left hand layup on the left side, all right, and those fundamental things, right, shooting the ball with using the beef principle, balance, eyes, elbow, and follow through, hand in the cookie jar, like those things right there is what gets you to the other side. What gets you a part of that what was it again? 3.6%. Yeah, 3.6%. I mean, there's nothing flashy about greatness. I heard a story of Kobe Bryant, and they said that Kobe not just at home, but on the road, they would be playing Toronto or New York. Right? They would be playing in New York, and he'll go 10 for 20. He'll go 10 for 20 from the field. And they say that players will get on the plane, hurry up, take a shower, go to dinner, hop on a plane, and get back to LA. And Kobe wouldn't. Kobe would take a Laker trainer and he would have the trainer or the coach, assistant coach, track every single missed shot. Where he missed it from, did he miss it short, left, who was guarding him, what was the time on the clock, the score on the clock, what was the situation behind him taking that type of shot, turnaround, just what every analytic it was about the shots that he missed. And he wouldn't leave that arena, and this, Madison Square Garden in that case, until he made 1,000 shots from each one of those spots that he missed. That's discipline. That's why he was Kobe. That's repetition. That's taking care of the small details and being fundamentally sound. That's what it takes. Just imagine that. Everyone going home, back to LA, and you still in New York. You still have 2 o'clock in the morning. They say it would be, because, the games were late. So it would be 2 o'clock in the morning after he fulfilled all his media obligation and all those things. And he's still on the court making shot after shot after shot for every miss, for every shot, every spot that he missed. That's what it takes. Leads me to number 4, separation. That's who makes it. That's how you separate yourself. I just told a group of kids at our available showcase that it's easy. I can go to the North Park Mall. I could go anywhere. I could go to the outlets, right? I could go anywhere, look around, and find a 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" shooting guard. They're everywhere. 6'4", 6'5" shooting guard. They all over the place. So what separates you? What makes a coach be like, man, there are 4 6'4" shooting guards right there. They all can shoot it pretty well. But I like that one because he plays defense. Oh, I like that one because he's a great communicator and locker room guy. Oh man, I like that one because he can shoot it well, but he also gets down in and he's also not just averaging 17 points, but he's also getting 7-8 rebounds. What separates you? What separates you from the rest? Just like I said about our player, right? What separated him was because I knew that he was going to stay after practice for at least another couple hours putting in more work. He would ask questions. All right, he would help design plays. He would do the extra reps. And no one had to tell him to do it. It was like, Coach, can you lead the ball rack out so I can come up later on and get some shots up? Absolutely. Coach, you're gonna be around. You think you can open the gym up? So I'm training with this guy, and he want to come up at 8 o'clock. Yep, I'll be there. I'll open it up for you. They take ownership of their own game, and they don't wait for someone to come bail them out. All right, so what separates athletes? Daily discipline, accountability, doing the boring work, and finally, separation. All right, how do you separate yourself? All right, parents, your turn. What do parents get wrong? What do parents get wrong? And I'll say it again. I prerequisite this by saying again that I am a parent that has gotten it wrong. I am a parent who has a 27-year-old that played high-level college basketball and overseas. I have a 20-year-old that is on scholarship right now playing ball at a JUCO level. He's playing ball, and he didn't figure it out until the summer of his junior year. Is when he finally figured it out. He stopped playing AAU the summer of his sophomore year, and I was like, Dad, I just want to can you just hire me a trainer? Absolutely. Whenever you want one, let's get it. And that was on him. He came to me with that. I didn't go to him with that. All right. So, because kids have to take ownership of their own game. So, number one, parents chasing teams over development. And I alluded to that a little earlier. And switching teams every season is not development, because you're just chasing exposure and opportunities. But what you're ignoring is skill growth, discipline, and foundation. Right? Kids need foundation. Kids need a coach that they can grow with, so the coach can see their game day in and day out, year in and year out, and they can better help them develop to where they want to go. Going to a different team every summer, now it takes the whole summer for a coach to evaluate the kid, and then it's too late. You can't help them after that because the summer's over. And then let me say this. When the season starts, parents, when the season starts, it is no longer a coach's job to help your child develop better skills. When the season starts, parents, it's out of the coach's hands if little Johnny can make a left-handed layup or not, because we do not have time. We have 18 to 20 other kids that we have to get ready. So what we will do is a kid that come to us already ready and able to make a left-handed layup, and that's a kid that we will give the ball to on the left side of the basket while your kid is on the bench. When the season starts, parents, it is no longer a coach's job to get your child skill developed, ready to play the game. We have a game plan. We have plays, we have sets, we have situations, and we put those 5 players that are already ready in those positions to be successful. But if your child is not ready, they won't get on the court. Or let me rephrase that. They shouldn't get on the court until they prove that they're ready. Sorry, I digress, but not sorry. Chasing teams over development, right? Number 1. Number 2, protecting kids from adversity. Because the moment things get uncomfortable, John Wooden said basketball doesn't build character, it reveals it. And parents, you do a disservice to your child when you protect them from adversity. Because the moment things get uncomfortable, you blame the coach, you put him on a new team, you blame the situation, put him in a new situation. Are you teaching your child to run and not grow? The adversity is part of development. Kobe Bryant is Kobe Bryant because he missed all those shots. So that was the adversity. And how did he grow through the adversity? He went back, stayed late, did extra, and overcame that adversity. That's where toughness is built. Basketball is a contact sport and it's not for everyone. You will face adversity. You're not going to make every shot. Referees are not going to make every call. Coaches not going to call all the best plays all the time. It's a game of adversity. It's life with the ball in your hand. So how do you overcome that? All right. So chasing teams over development, protecting kids from adversity, and overhauling exposure. And I want to be clear when I say this because I want you to hear me very clearly. Exposure does not create opportunity. Preparation creates opportunity. College coaches aren't impressed by how many games you play. College coaches do not care how many AAU games in the summer you have played. They don't care. Because truth be told, if you like that, if you part of that 1% of D1 scholarships, coaches really only need to see one game. A real development coach that understand and see talent and what's best fit for their team, they only got to come watch one game. And they can get film on that. They can call your high school coach and be like, hey, send me Johnny's best game as a senior. All right, boom. Yep, we want him. I'll be there to sign him. Like, that's how it works. They don't need to see 50 games over the summer. Coaches are looking for skill. They're looking for IQ. They're looking for, yep, you guessed it, consistency. And number one, discipline. That's it. Skill, IQ, consistency, and discipline. That's what coaches are truly looking for. And don't be fooled, right? Don't be fooled by saying, hey, we're going to this one AAU tournament and there's going to be coaches there, right? Do your research, because if there are 20 courts, right? We was at a facility in West Monroe, and it's probably 20 courts. I don't know, a lot. It was a lot of courts. Felt like 30, 40 courts, but it was a lot of courts. It was like, coaches are going to be there. Coaches are going to be there. And coaches were there, but there was on one court 1. There were no coaches on court 20. There were no coaches on court 15. So do your research, all right? If they trying to sell you, if your AAU program is telling you on paying $1,000, and because all the tournaments they're going to be at, coaches going to be there, make sure you do your research and find out what court they're going to be on versus what court you guys are playing on. Because there are levels to AAU. Coaches are not coming to all the courts. They're coming to the cream de la cream. They're coming to the players that, guess what? They've already seen play in high school. They're not coming to see players that they just for the first time seeing, without getting some type of IG film, without getting some type of, I don't know, Snapchat film. Like, they've already seen in some facet that kid play. And they come into the court that kid is on. And if you just happen to be in that circuit and on that same court, then boom, opportunity and access. All right, you get an opportunity. But they're not coming to court 20, all right, to watch you play because you're a 6'4" shooting guard. They're not doing it. All right, as I get ready to close out, first, before I do that, let me give you this statistic real quick, right? Another, just like I talked about with D1. So let's talk about the next level, right? The NBA started in 1979. So if I was born in 75, I mean the NBA is about 46 years old. In 46 years, did you know there's only been about 5,000 players that play in the NBA? Think about that, right? 46 years, only about 5,000 players. That's it. That has played in the NBA. And only 12 of those players have played for more than 20 years. What we're taught in school is we're taught to get a 9-to-5, stay there on that 9-to-5 for 20, 25 years, and your life will be a success. Get your 2-car garage, white picket fence, a dog, a cat, and hey, you sit 20 plus years. But at the highest level of the NBA, out of 5,000 players, only 12 have survived for more than 20 years. So if you're a player, stop chasing attention, start chasing development. Get in the gym, be consistent, fix your weaknesses. By yourself when the gym, with a trainer, with a coach, when the bleachers are empty. If you're a parent, stop trying to shortcut the process. Let your child struggle. Let them be coached. Let them grow. And use the eye test, parents. Don't watch with your feelings. Watch with facts. Don't watch with feelings. Watch with facts. Say, you know what? My son's 17 years old, a senior, about to be a senior, going into his senior year, and still can't make a left-handed layup. And then have the honest conversation with yourself and then with your son and say, hey, maybe we should try tennis. And if you're a coach, raise your standards. Just don't lower them to make players comfortable. I know we say we got to be easy on kids. We got to go light on kids. We can't talk to kids like that. And I've never advocated to cuss at a kid. That's not at all what I'm saying. Because I don't do that. We don't do that in our program. In our basketball program, we don't do that. We don't allow that. All right, we're not cussing at kids. We are telling kids the truth. And sometimes that's harder to hear. So coaches, raise your standard. Whatever kid is for you will be for you. So don't coddle these kids and players just trying to make them comfortable and hoping that they stay and don't leave your program. Sometimes less is more. All right. Comfort does not build competitors. Comfort does not build competitors.
Thank you for this season's sponsor, Power Financial Group. The mission of Power Financial Group is to glorify God by helping their clients be good managers of the resources entrusted to them. Whether it is investing for the future, planning for retirement, getting out of debt, or becoming a generous giver, their desire is to be your trusted partner on your financial journey. The team at Power Financial Group strives to serve their clients with integrity and excellence. Getting to know them, building a strong relationship with them, and helping them pursue their goals is the top priority. They take seriously their God-given responsibility to faithfully serve those families God entrusted to their care. That's Power Financial Group. They can be reached at 601-790-1180 or send them an email at info@powerfinancialclaims.com. Thank you again, Power Financial Group.
All right, y'all. Well, that wraps up Season 2, Episode 7 of the Discipleship Hoops Podcast. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Hope you received something from it and you got something out of it. Again, this is only done for informational purposes to bring the truth, to bring the purity back to the game that I love, that I've been a part of since I was for 30 years now. All right, 31 years now I've been a part of this game, either playing, coaching, training, just being around it. And so it's dear to me, and it hurts me to see the purity of the game leaving the sport, and how now it's either pay to play or get paid to play. No longer is it done just for the pure love and joy of how beautiful the sport is. And I always say, if you honor the game, then it will honor you. If you take care of the rock, all right, then the rock will take care of you on the other side of it. And then, like I said earlier, like John Wooden says, basketball doesn't build character, it reveals it. And we tell our players that we will always care more about their character and who they're becoming as a man than we will ever care about their scoring average. Because if you're a great person of character, if you're developing and building and lifting others and encouraging others up, then you will be rewarded with a higher scoring average. That's just how the game works. That's just the balance of how things work. So stay humble, stay hungry, stay ready, always continue to develop, never settle, never short. But in training, we say don't cheat the drill. All right, keep doing it right. Keep doing it. And then when you get it right, then perfect it and do it again. All right. So most athletes don't fail because they lack talent. The reason why most athletes fail is because they never build the habits required to succeed. And that's really the gist of it. They never build the habits that it takes to succeed. Talent might get you noticed, but discipline, hear me out. Talent might get you noticed, but discipline, consistency, and preparation is what keep you there. The work you put in when the bleachers are empty is far more important than being seen when the bleachers are full. All right. Appreciate everyone listening. Continue to subscribe, like, share, comment. All right. Something I said you didn't like, please comment. Something I said you love, also comment. All right. Share it with someone. If this wasn't for you, there is someone in your circle. There's a parent, there's a child, there's a coach, there's a developer. There's someone in your circle that may need to hear this episode. So by all means, again, if you want to be a sponsor of season 3, reach out to me. Hey, if you want to be a guest, if you're a coach or a parent that's been in it for a long time, you just want to come on an event and be a guest. If you're a player and you just want to share some insight, if you're a college coach and want to share some insight of just what the college landscape is beginning to look like now, come on, hit me up. And come join the conversation of the Discipleship Hoops Podcast. And don't forget to stay tuned next week where it's a family affair. Got my man Neil with his 2 twin boys coming on next week. Episodes you do not want to miss. All right. See you later. Peace.
And that wraps up another episode of the Discipleship Hoops Podcast. If today's conversation added value to you, do me a favor, like it, subscribe to the channel, and share this episode with a coach, a parent, or athlete who needs to hear it. If we're building something bigger than basketball here, we're building leaders. If you or your business would like to sponsor an upcoming episode and partner with us in impacting the next generation, visit our website at www.jimmyLlucas.com or send us a direct message. We love to connect. Until next time, keep raising the standard, keep leading with purpose, and remember, the game is the platform, leadership is the mission. Believe, build, ball.